Greetings, good people. My name is Nia Imani, and if you are new to my channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as turn on those notifications so that you never miss when I upload. But yeah, recently I made a video. It was just like questions on like that you can ask on Instagram, but a lot of people were asking hair related questions, and I kind of did not really want to answer that. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. So I wanted to dedicate a whole video strictly to hair videos. So I said on Instagram literally yesterday, ask me some hair questions. And that's what I'm about to answer, because I have a ton of questions. Some of them might be redundant, so I'm going to try my best to answer the questions that are most pressing and that people, you know, really want to see. So the first question, and I get this a lot because I always talk about it. Have you been natural your whole life? Yes, I've been natural my entire life. Yeah, I've never had my hair has not been chemically processed as far as altering my curl pattern to be straight. I've definitely bleached my hair, but I have not ever put a relaxer or perm in my hair. Fun fact, when I was 2 years old, my mom was perming my big sister's hair for like prom, and there was some perm in a like red Solo cup, and I ate it, and they had to rush me to the emergency room. But I'm still here, so you know, that's all that matters, right? What deep conditioners would you recommend to retain moisture for thick hair? I do have a video on my channel about my favorite deep conditioners. A lot of the deep conditioners that I use are thick, creamy, hella hydrating, hella moisturizing. So I would definitely suggest watching that video. However, I will be making an updated video as far as the deep conditioners that I do like. But yeah, I would definitely just link that video here because I have a list of deep conditioners that I like to use. Different ones for different reasons. If my hair is feeling hella dry, I'll use this specific deep conditioner. If I'm just using it on a weekly basis, I'll use this deep conditioner. So it just kind of differs based off of the needs that I feel like my hair has at that exact moment. But like I said, I'll plug you into that video right here. How often do you use a diffuser, and how often do you think it's safe to use one? Typically I use my diffuser more so in the winter months because I wear wash and goes like all the time. And when you go outside with the wet hair during the winter, during the cold, you're literally asking to get sick. That's what my parents told me. So I make sure that I diffuse my hair and make sure my hair is dry. I typically don't use my diffuser on hot. It's always on the cool setting. I kind of mix between warm and cool. So I don't feel like you're not really getting heat damage from a diffuser, especially if you're just using it for the cool air. So I mean, I would just say use it as much as you see it fit. Like I said, I use it sometimes for volume, but I also use it to make sure that my hair is cool. During the summer, typically if I'm going to do a wash and go, I'll let my hair kind of air dry, just depending on what I'm doing throughout the day. But I kind of like the voluminous, like really large and fluffy look, so I typically diffuse my hair pretty much all the time. It just really depends, but if you're using it on low to cool heat, you're not really going to experience any type of damage because it's just cool air on your hair. What's the best tip here you can give us? I would definitely say to remember health over length. A lot of people have this focus on they want their hair to grow, and they're not really focused. Their focus is so much on the length of their hair that they really kind of throw the health of it out the way. So I definitely would say keep your hair protected, love your hair, keep your ends moisturized, deep condition frequently, and really just love up on your hair if you want it to be successful as far as health. So yeah, I mean, that's my best tip. I do have a video on my channel about retaining length and growing your hair, and just the tips that I personally have. I have a few videos actually on just how I keep my hair in its best tip-top shape. Any tips on combating matting and frizzy hair? So as far as matting, my hair was just so matted the other day, like it was ridiculous. Literally my hair gets matted because I will neglect it. I'll have my hair in a wash and go, and then I'll have that wash and go in a bun at one point for like weeks. How do you expect your hair, like you have to comb your hair. So I definitely say if you know that your hair is prone to tangling, then you need to be trying to introduce styles that keep your hair out the way from tangling. So if you know your hair tangles a lot and you like to wear your hair in an afro, but at nighttime if you put on a bonnet and you wake up the next day it's matted, maybe you need to plait your hair down at night, then take it out in the morning to make sure that it's not matted the next day. And as far as frizziness, I would definitely say that's something, everybody's hair gets frizzy for different reasons, whether it's the products that you're using or I don't really think like water. I mean, water does play a role, but I would definitely say like maybe if you're using a regular towel, you need to try to use a t-shirt rather than a like a body towel. And also for me, I use stylers. So to combat frizziness when it comes to like my wash and go and things like that, I make sure I'm using a defining gel first, because if I don't use a defining gel on my wash and go, my hair would just be, it will be frizzy. Like it'll be super frizzy because my hair clearly doesn't like that gel. But also when your hair is in the process of drying, make sure that you don't touch it up, because if you touch up your hair so much, then of course it's going to frizz. And then also say you're taking out those plaits, you're taking out those twists, if you just take them out without putting like oil on your hands, your hair is going to frizz up. So when you're making sure when you're taking out rod sets, you're taking out twist outs, braid outs, anything that requires you to unravel your hair, make sure that you're coating your hands or coating the strand of that, you know, that plait, that twist, that braid, whatever, in a little bit of oil, like rub it in your hands and like kind of like maneuver it through your hair. And then that's going to kind of reduce frizz, because you just going in and you separating hair, it's gonna get frizzy. So kind of, you know, it's just a lot of different things, and there's a lot of different types of frizz. But as far as combating frizz, you just gotta try. You know, natural hair is trial and error and seeing what works for you personally. My hair keeps shedding when I style, even after I fully detangle from wash day. Is this normal? So naturally our hair sheds like strands, like a lot of strands a day. So like a lot of people sometimes when they say, oh, like my hair was in a style for 3 weeks and when I took it out I have this big ball of hair. Yeah, because you shed a lot of hair in one day. But also you might be experiencing shedding just for different reasons. You might be having some, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I know from personal experiences, like my hair was shedding because of dietary issues within my body. And also your hair could be shedding because it's breaking off. Your hair might not be as moisturized as it needs to be. So like I said, there's a lot of different things and there's a lot of different factors as far as why your hair might be acting the way that it's acting. I don't know all the reasons, but definitely if your hair is dry, it might be shedding because it needs more moisture. So it's kind of like breaking off. So there's just different reasons for different things as to why your hair might be doing something. But I would definitely say if you are experiencing a lot of shedding, make sure that you are detangling, you know, with a slippery conditioner. You are deep conditioning your hair. You are keeping your hair moisturized after you deep condition and you style when it's time for you to style your hair. What's your favorite combination or brand that you've used in your hair? So I did answer this in the last video, but some of my favorite brands definitely happen to be My Yellow Organics, The Main Choice, Camille Rose Naturals. I just got put onto Uncle Funky's Daughter and I like it. It's been like my hair, I used it to achieve this style and I really like it. My hair is hella soft and hella manageable. What else? I like a lot of different products. Some Shea Moisture lines. There's just a variety. Maybe one day I'll do like a whole thing of my product stash to just show you all, and like I'll do a favorites video on like what I really like. What is your hair goal? So some of my hair goals would definitely have to be getting back to a tailbone length, like proceeding or exceeding, whatever the word is, tailbone length, because I don't know, I really just love like how my hair was when it's long, and I like my hair when it's curly and it's like longer. When my hair was short, it was just so cute when it was up here, but I'm liking that my hair is growing out and it's having more shape. And also just some of my hair goals is just my hair being the best that it can be, being the strongest that it can be, being the healthiest that it can possibly be. And I kind of want it to be thicker, but I might be asking for too much. I feel like it's already thick, so I need to just be grateful for what I have. Oh, excuse me. I need to be grateful for what I already have, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with what my hair is as of right now. How did you feel when you dyed your hair? Were you scared? Any tips? When I dyed my hair, definitely research the stylist that you're dealing with. I didn't know much about the stylist. When he was doing my hair, he honestly didn't seem like he knew what he was doing. He seemed like he wanted me to think that he knew what he was doing, and that should have been a red flag. Like I should have just left. Like if you feel like if your gut is telling you you need to get out of here, definitely listen to your gut and don't work with that stylist. But make sure that you are going to someone that you trust, who has experience in natural hair and who really knows what they're doing. Those are the best tips I can give you when it comes to dyeing your hair. I mean, you shouldn't be scared of dye. Like some people can do dye and it can work for them. I just personally had a terrible experience and I'll never do it again. But that's just me. I just don't really want to dye my hair anymore. Like even I have some of the colors still in my ends, and I think I'm about to just finish trimming the rest of it out. But yeah, definitely just make sure you really do research on your stylist, on who's going to do your hair. Make sure that they are someone who is trained and who's been working with natural hair for years, because they know, you know, curl patterns and textures and this and that. Don't go to somebody who's not, you know, that well versed when it comes to natural hair. How often, if possible, can you switch up your hair regimen within a year? I mean, it's your hair. Like, it's not really a limit on what you know, how you switch up your hair. But I feel like just make sure that you're not trying to do your hair every single day. That's really it. It's not really a limit. It's not a guide or a book that says you can only change your regimen up. No, like I switch my regimens up based off of the seasons. In the wintertime, I add more thicker oils and creamier products to my regimen because it's colder outside and I want to make sure that my hair is moisturized and it's equipped for the weather. In the summertime, I switch up the oils. I might use more watery and loose products. So it just depends on you. You know your hair, you know how it's going to react to the climate or the different, you know, areas that you are in. So you need to make sure that you manipulate your hair based off of what you feel is best. Do you regret dyeing your hair? Yes, but Yes and no. Yes, because damn, Nia, you just had to ruin your hair. But my curl pattern was a little janky at that time when I did it. Like, my curls were definitely beautiful, but I still had some heat. I was still suffering from heat damage in the front, and I didn't really realize it. So after bleaching my hair, when I cut everything off, all of the hair that grew in was super virgin hair. I feel like it was just like really, my curls are super curly, super coily now that I love this like new set of hair that I've received from cutting all of that damage and that color off, because the hair that I bleached was like hair that I had already had, essentially. Like, yeah, I cut out some heat damage, but I still was suffering from a little bit of heat damage in some areas. It wasn't the most extreme case of heat damage, so to speak, but I realized when I cut my hair, it was the curls came in way curlier, came in way just coilier after I cut out all of that damage. When you dyed your hair, did you use bleach? Yes, I think he used a 20 and a 40 developer, but that's another story for another day, so it's whatever. Would you cut your hair short again? If so, how short? No, but if I could get like a wig or a weave or anything, I would definitely get like a nice like bob, like a very blunt bob with a really nice side bang. I don't know, I've always wanted a bob, and even when my hair was short, when I was straightening it, it still wasn't like short, like it was like over here, and I'm just like, well damn, I can't even really try to wear a bob. Like, I really like bobs. Like, I really want to be able to wear a bob, so maybe I'll get a wig soon, but I'm personally not gonna cut my hair again. Probably won't. What is one product you can't go without? For me, definitely deep conditioner. I just love deep conditioner. I typically use it every time I wash my hair. It's just my key, I feel like, to retaining and maximizing my length and retaining and maximizing moisture. So I love deep conditioner. I just make sure it keeps my hair good. And I mean, and aside from deep conditioner, also like a really bomb moisturizing leave-in in a gel. Like, I can live with a deep conditioner and then just 2 products to make sure that my wash and go is popping. Literally, that's all I need. So it's technically 3 products, but that's literally all I need. How do you learn to have patience with your hair? Like, actually sit down and do it. I've been doing my hair for a long time now. My mom stopped doing my hair when I was in 5th grade. So yeah, that's 5th grade up until now. That's how many years? That's like something teen years or whatever. I was like 10, I'm 21 now, so that's like 11 years, maybe. I can't count. But yeah, like, you just have to learn and know yourself. Like, build a regimen where you can get these things done and set hair goals, essentially. So like, I know, like, for the most part during school time, when it's super busy, my wash day is typically on a Sunday, because that's when I'm doing homework and I'm doing laundry and I'm doing my hair. Like, set a time and a place to do those things, and also just make time for your hair. Really don't neglect it. If you know, like, it's time to comb your hair, just comb your hair. Like, if you can it sounds bad, but if you need to like kind of like put plans off sometimes to do your hair, I mean, personally, I don't really see anything wrong with it. Like, it's your hair, and if you love it, take care of it. You just you have to want to make the time, I feel like, more than anything. And that's with anything. You have to want to make time for those things. So if you want your hair to be healthy and you want your hair to be its best, make time for your hair. What are your favorite natural hair oils? I like argan oil. Olive oil happens to be my favorite. Grapeseed oil, jojoba oil is cool. Hemp seed oil, mint, like rosemary oil. But for the most part, I really just use olive oil on my hair. It's a really nice oil. It's penetrating, it's heavy, it's thick, and it really coats my strands. I'm not really the biggest fan. Like, Jamaican black castor oil, a lot of people do like it. For me, it's just a bit too thick for my hair. It weighs my hair down a little bit too much, more than I would you know, like. But you know, those are some of my favorite oils. I think your oil choices just depend on your hair and what your hair personally needs. For me, olive oil, argan oil, those types of oils, they kind of have the same consistency. Those oils pretty much make my hair happy. What's your favorite thing about your hair? My favorite thing about my hair is it's just diverse. Like, I can do whatever I really want to my hair. If I want to wear my hair curly, if I want to wear my hair big, if I want my hair in a really slick ponytail, if I want to straighten it, if I want to put it in wand curls, perm rods, anything. I can pretty much do anything that I want to do to my hair with practice and with patience. So I really love that I can manipulate my hair into any style that I would like to achieve, you know, that look. So I think that's what I personally love most about my hair. It's diversity, it's uniqueness, it's softness, it's pretty. I love it. How often do you trim, and do you get split ends a lot? I typically trim my hair at least 3 times a year. 3 times a year. Do I get split ends often? Not necessarily, just because I made a video about this before, but if you keep your ends moisturized and you keep because the ends are your oldest part of your hair, so they tend to split more than often. So make sure that you keep the ends of your hair moisturized. Like, when you're putting product on your hair, you're focusing it heavily on your end. When you're putting deep conditioner on your hair, you're focusing it heavily on your ends. When you're sealing in your hair, you're focusing it heavily on your ends, because this is the oldest part of your hair, so it definitely needs more love, more attention, and more treatment. So I trim my hair about 3 times a year, and no, I don't necessarily get split ends that often, just because I am keeping my hair moisturized, or keeping my ends moisturized. How do you keep your hair so moisturized? I'll probably make a video on how keeping your hair moisturized, but for me, I make sure whenever I'm applying products that my hair is super saturated, so that it's able to really drink up all of those products, all of that nutrients, etc. And also making sure that you seal in your moisture. So by sealing in your moisture, there's steps I feel like when it comes to your hair. So you put water in your hair, because water is the most moisturizing agent out there. It's water. It's in the base of all of those things. Also, when choosing ingredients, you're making sure that your ingredients are water based, that they're filled with nutrients. They're not filled with bad things like petroleums and parabens and things like that, because that's going to kind of essentially dry out your hair. So making sure I'm really keeping water in my hair, that I'm also sealing in the moisture. So once I put that, you know, product on my hair, I'm putting oil in it so that it can stay. Also keeping my hair covered and keeping my hair protected. So wearing a bonnet at night, or sleeping on satin sheets, things like that, to make sure that my hair is not easily being dried out, and that the moisture is being retained and is staying inside of my hair. What has been your biggest struggle with your hair? For me, my biggest struggle with my hair was really just finding out what works for me and what I really like as far as styling and as far as my regimen. Like I said, I've been doing my hair since I was in 5th grade. So from there, like, I used to flat iron my hair with grease just to hear it sizzle. That's terrible. I used to glue tracks in the front of my head, like blue and red tracks in the front of my hair, because I thought that was cute. And I used to straighten my hair a little bit more than often, because I didn't really know how to do my curly hair. So once I really sat down, did some research, and really started to understand my hair and understand myself more, I was able to really see what I liked as far as how I want my hair to look, and really build a regimen around my hair and find out what my hair needs. So I think that was my biggest struggle, just finding out, you know, really just identifying with myself what I liked in my hair and how I was going to be, you know, the best person to take care of my hair. So that's honestly just been one of my biggest struggles. How do you get so much volume in your hairstyle? So I actually just did a tutorial on how I pretty much like got my hair like this big. Naturally my hair is just voluminous, but also just pick up a pick if you can, and really like pick the root. Like, that's what I did for this style. I just like took the hair and I really like picked like right here, and I didn't comb through all the way to the end, and then kind of like made my hair like voluminous. So just pick your hair if you want to. I mean, they're like really cheap, and you just bloop bloop and makes your hair thick and voluminous. How should you moisturize locks? Actually, this is something I probably don't have much education on, and I actually probably am interested in learning a little bit more on how I can be more educated on. So if anybody actually can answer that question in the comments below, that would be very helpful. For me, I'm not sure if it's similar. Like I said, I don't have much knowledge of locks. I'm sure it's not that different from natural hair, but I would definitely say maybe steps as far as like spraying your locks, and then finding a nice ratio between creamy and water-based leave-in conditioners, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to put super thick products in your hair, because it'll kind of leave like maybe a cast. So I would definitely say finding a nice moisturizing smooth consistency, almost water-based consistency leave-in conditioner, and then sealing that in with oil to make sure that all of your locks are hydrated. So I would kind of go maybe lock by lock, but like I said, I don't have much information, so maybe I'll even find you a video on how to keep your locks moisturized, because I don't have much education on it, but I would definitely make sure that I am educating myself on more different African styles, or like black hairstyles. Is it okay to wet your hair in the shower outside of wash day? I see nothing wrong with that. If you feel like your hair is thirsty and it's not necessarily time to wash your hair, I really don't see anything wrong with you taking initiative and saying, okay, my hair just needs a little bit of water because it's a little thirsty. And just make sure that you just put some, you know, leave-in conditioner, seal it back up, and just wet it. But I wouldn't say like wash your hair every single day. So say you do wash day, and then the next day you like, oh, I'm gonna wet my hair, and then the next day, oh, I'm gonna wet my hair. Like you as an African American or as a black woman, a black person, our hair is prone to being dry. So like you washing your hair every day is essentially, or wetting your hair every day is essentially stripping your hair from its natural oils. So you want to make sure that you are not necessarily, you know, trying to rinse your hair out every single day and rinse away those oils, because your hair is pretty much, your scalp and your sebum and the products that you're putting in your hair is pretty much going to give your hair those nutrients. But if you do feel like your hair does need to be refreshed, I see nothing wrong with you spritzing some water in your hair just to, you know, hydrate it and bring it back to life. But this is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for these questions. I actually think these were really good questions that you all asked, and a lot of people did ask some of the same questions, so clearly these were questions that you all as a whole wanted to know. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to catch me in my next video. I hope you all like this video, and if you like these Q&As, like I said, we can talk about different topics here on my channel. I mean, the idea of, I just didn't want to put this on Instagram. I feel like it's a little, I don't know, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like annoying seeing people like do like, give me your first impression and stuff like that. I don't know, I just wanted to gain the data, gain the questions from this video, see what you guys were interested in, and then bring it onto this platform. I don't really want to fill up my Instagram stories with videos about these questions. I just feel like it would be a lot on everybody trying to read that. Like, girl, we don't really want to read that, so that's why I just want to put it into a video. But I just want you all to know so much that I appreciate you for all of your continuous support, and I thank you all so much for watching my videos, and I'll be sure to see you all in the next one.